I quit my job to get Radiant. This is not clickbait, I've actually done it. Now, if you're a well-adjusted individual, you're gonna hear me say that and you're gonna say to yourself, well, that doesn't sound like a good idea. And you know, maybe I would agree with you. So why would anybody do this? I'm not that smart. However, who am I, or rather, who was I? I'm gonna tell you a bit about myself, but that's not what the video is about. So, I was a restaurant manager for the past 6 years of my life. I'm 25, do the math, or don't, maybe just don't do the math. I am also, in parallel to that, a psychology student. Right now, I'm in my 2nd year, and you might think to yourself, that sounds like it's in the wrong order. And that's because it is, I would agree with you. That is not the smart way to go about things, guys. But you know what? Life. So why would I quit my job to get Radiant? Well, there are problems with that job, and when you're burnt out, you kind of want to give up. So that's what I've done. What am I doing in the meantime? I always wanted to do YouTube and streaming. I've had some early attempts 5 years ago, 4 years ago. I've started with League of Legends. I moved on to Valorant whenever it came out because it just took away all of my time. Maybe because it was my first ever competitive shooter. I had a lot of fun playing the game. I'm still having a lot of fun playing the game. I had so much fun indeed that I've spent 1,600 hours in it. Managed to keep consistently immortal the past 5 years, but I've reached my peak in episode 3 act 2 and I've never reached my peak since then. While I was at my peak, I realized that Radiant is all about the grind. You need to spend a lot of time in game, you need to get very familiar with the game, and so there were a few problems at the time. The first problem was that lockdown was ending, and at the end of lockdown, or close to it, I had received a phone call that I'm supposed to return to work within like a week's time. And so I no longer was able to find the time to actually reach Radiant. And so I had to put it on the back burner. That goal of mine was not achievable anymore. We don't have that problem anymore, boys. Now I have a goal, and now I have the time to hit the goal. And so Project Radiant is born. I want to hit Radiant. This is the plan. Right now, I'm at the perfect start. I'm at Immortal 1 with 0 RR. Radiant is like 550 RR in Europe. That is what I'm playing. That is like 2 divisions worth of grinding. Maybe it's a lot. We'll find out. But I think it's doable. I think it's possible to reach it. So we need to enter a training arc because unfortunately I don't think I'm good enough to hit Radiant right now. I'm close. I think I've definitely got some of the fundamentals down, but I definitely need to improve to hit Radiant. How to improve? And I think that is the big question here. How should someone go about improving? Every single week I'm going to use a new strategy. I'm going to come up with something that will tackle an element of my gameplay. If that is aiming, team play, mental, strategies that I use on specific maps with specific agents, I will work on it and then try to improve on it a significant amount for that specific week. The second goal would be to share it with you guys. I want to share what I learned, what mistakes I've made while learning it, and tell it to you in a way that you can implement it yourself and use it yourself to grind. Because honestly, if it works for me, there is no reason it should not work for you. And I think there is value in that. I think that there are a lot of coaches that have come from like being pros in like other games or like being really good in other games and then came over to Valorant and it was kind of really easy for them to hit like Radiant in the first few acts. Not that I'm not throwing any shade out there, okay? I don't want to start this shit with drama, okay? But I think seeing someone that is actively using these strategies to improve in these episodes, like the present episodes in the present time, I think that's invaluable. So what should you expect? I will attempt to stream daily at twitch.tv/DonDemos. Come over, say hello, help me come up with new ideas and new strategies that I can improve on. There is something that you've done that worked for you, come over, let me know. Hey, maybe we'll figure out some new video and some new week that I can improve on something. Additionally, I will attempt to boil down those strategies, tell you the mistakes I've made and tell you how I went about improving them and implementing them into my own gameplay, and make a weekly video which will get uploaded on this very YouTube channel, so you should subscribe. So what's next? What should you expect the very next thing after this one? And it will be the first video of Project Radiant in which I set out some foundation. We need to start from somewhere to figure out what we need to improve. It will be a tracker review. I am not a big fan of trackers because I think that many people don't really know how to look at them and how to use this information. The data doesn't tell you everything. You need something else outside of the data to tell you if there is something that you need to improve about this specific stat. I'm gonna touch on that in the next video. I'm not gonna be ranting about Valorant tracker in this video, but that is what you should expect. I think it can be valuable and I'm gonna tell you exactly how you should look at this so that you don't go crazy. me. So if that sounds good to you, you should like the video, you should subscribe, and you should follow my Twitch. Chances are, if you are watching this, I am live. Come say hello. Give me your idea. Tell me what you want to see next, because honestly, after I upload the tracker, it's gonna be freestyle. We're gonna have to find out what I need to improve. So tell me in the comments. How long do you think this will take? I am pretty confident that with enough stubbornness, I will get it done. It's just a matter of time. So, how long do you think this will take? I'm not gonna place any bets. I have no idea.